Hey, Tubies. This is Bob Hickman. It is so good to be back with all of you. Well, guys, I got to tell you, today we are here. I promised you we'd have another video about the alien races and the UFO phenomena. And you guys seem to really enjoy that. And I'm always excited to talk about that as well. And, I've uncovered some very interesting information this recently here. And the race that we're going to talk about is an alien race. Actually, I've touched on here before, but I've got some new info that I think is very interesting. And the aliens that we're going to talk about are known as the tall whites. And the tall white aliens are a branch of alien that have been actually witnessed by many Earth people and even now are being confirmed by high-level government officials. This is very interesting. Now, just to give you some background, let me put a picture up here. This is what the tall whites look like. And as you can see, they stand between around 7 and 9 feet tall. Their skin is literally pure white. White is like this napkin here. They have no pigmentation in the sense that we do. It's pure white. They have eyes that are usually about twice as large. Traditionally, they're of a bluer color. They have very fine hair on their heads. In fact, I hear their hair looks almost like, if you look at it close, it's literally like clear, like lucite looking. But from a distance, with the light reflects, it gives them kind of a platinum blonde appearance. But in actuality, it's actually clear. Anyways, as I said, these tall white aliens, they stand about 7 to 9 feet tall. And interestingly, they live to be about 700 years old. So they have a very long lifespan. And what's interesting also is that they have a faster nervous system than us. They tend to process thoughts and things much quicker, so they communicate telepathically. And they also physically can outrun humans. They have immense ability to travel at high rates of speed, literally on foot. They stand like humanoids, basically 2 eyes, 2 arms, 2 legs, nose, mouth, all of that. Basically, their body structure is very similar to human, except in size and pigmentation. It's different. But the other thing that's very interesting is the tall whites have never revealed where they come from. It's believed they've hinted at that they come from near the star Arcturus. And I'll put a picture of Arcturus up here for you. Arcturus is about 36 light years away, and that's as close as anybody knows. That's all the detail they've ever revealed. But the thing is, now what's very interesting about this is I found out since my last video on this that the former Canadian Minister of Defense, the Honourable Paul Hellyer, he's now a very big advocate for UFO disclosure. I'm going to put a link below. He actually testified at an open hearing for UFO disclosure called I think it was called the Citizens Forum, but it was basically calling for the world governments to come clean. And a lot of very high, prominent government officials were at the symposium. And, he was one of the tops in the country in Canada, Minister of Defense for the entire nation. And now he, after doing his research, has concluded that the alien presence is real. One of the alien races he talks about, interestingly, is the tall whites. Now, there's another person who also brought a lot of attention to the tall whites called Charles Hall. And Charles Hall was an airman stationed in weather research for the United States Air Force back in the 60s and 70s, out in, where was it, Nevada, I believe. And he had a lot of encounters also with the tall whites. And he has a book out called Millennial Hospitality, which you might want to look up. And that talks about his experiences. Now, what's fascinating is I just found out also that our infamous, or should I say famous, I don't know which way we would call it, Edward Snowden has also claimed as part of his document leaks that the United States government has been in partnership with the tall whites. This is very interesting. He said that since World War II, the United States government formed a partnership, and the tall whites are providing alien technology to the United States. In exchange, they are asking to have a lot of direct control over United States foreign policy as well as domestic policy. Now, as many of you know, I'm also a targeted individual. And for all the targeted individuals out there, you know that the government is monitoring us. Well, I have to tell you, I've uncovered something that was very, very fascinating. According to my alien research, the tall white aliens possessed a weapon. It was about the size of a pen. It's a metallic object, and it allows them to emit high-powered microwaves to basically control people, to weaken them, to injure them, slow them down. As well as this pin-like device also has extreme monitoring capabilities. Basically, they can use it to zoom in on people at a distance, to see them, hear them, know what's going on. I've heard that the United States government has incorporated this technology. And I can tell you as a targeted individual, I've had direct experiences of being injured by a very similar microwave experience, as well as many of you TIs can testify to the ability to be monitored at a distance through sight and sound. I believe there may be a connection between the targeted individual experience and the alien technology given to the United States government by the tall whites. Now, interestingly, according to Edward Snowden, this is all true. And Edward Snowden says that the tall white aliens are in fact in collusion with the United States government. Isn't this all very interesting? Now, as I've told you, I do say that I believe it. In the coming years, in the next year to 2 years, we are going to have major, I believe, full-scale revelation. Now, are the tall whites our friends? This remains to be seen. Now, I have heard that during World War II, they actually formed an alliance with Hitler and helped him get technology. It seems that the tall whites in day-to-day behavior are very personable with humans. They can speak all languages fluently and seem to be very refined. They're educated. However, it does seem that the governments that they get involved with, they seek control. And according to Edward Snowden's leaks, the tall whites are trying to control U.S. domestic policy. And for those of you who are familiar with the Targeted Individual Program, you know that this program is now seeking to fundamentally change U.S. domestic policy, particularly in regards to human rights and treatment of citizens, specifically in relation to the Bill of Rights, Constitution, privacy, all of that. So Edward Snowden's concerns about the NSA spying, interestingly, now has a new branch which is connected to alien technology. So I've felt since the early days that since my targeting experience began, that there was some advanced technology way beyond anything we've ever seen. And many of you, as I said, who are connected with the phenomena will know what I'm talking about. But for the moment, I just want to touch in that this alien race does seem to be very much in collusion with our government, and I do believe other world governments. I would like to encourage you guys to check out the names Paul Hellyer, former Minister of National Defense for Canada. Look up Edward Snowden. By the way, Edward Snowden's revelations were carried in Forbes magazine. Now, you know Forbes is a major media person, major media outlet, magazine publisher. So for them to put that out, that's kind of going on the line, but they put it out there. And then I want you to research Charles Hall, who has his book, Millennial Hospitality. It's very interesting. All of the stories across the board about the tall whites, their appearance, their behavior, their locations, seem to be very consistent. And so I tend to give a lot of credence to these testimonies. And, you know, can I definitively prove that the targeted individual scenario is connected to UFO technology? No, I can't actually prove that 100%. But all I can do is say, for those of you who see this video who are targeted individuals, I want you to research this as well. And I think if you can, put comments in the box below, share with me your experiences as well. I do believe that the monitoring is coming from a source that is beyond anything that we know technologically. And I found it just shocking when I read that they use a small pin-like device that emits high-level microwaves. Very, very interesting, and it can work at great distances. So, are the aliens our friends? I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out. As I said, I do believe there are multiple races that are visiting the Earth and have been visiting the Earth. So the tall whites are just one of them. I'm going to sit out on judgment until I learn more, but I am watching this very closely. And we'll definitely follow up more about this. But anyways, I encourage you guys, do some research, look up the names I've given you, research the tall white aliens, and let's keep an eye out. I think we're getting really definitely steps much closer towards disclosure, full-scale disclosure. Anyways, guys, keep it here. We'll be back in a few days. We'll have more videos. Hope you like this. Favorite, please share this with your friends. We need the truth to get out there. And a thumbs up. And I look forward to hearing you. Put your comments in the box below. Tell me what your thoughts are about either targeted individuals, tall white aliens, or if you know about Paul Hellyer's work in the government and his testimonies. Anyway, so guys, thanks for being here. This is Bob HIckman. Keep it here. Next week we got messages from the spirit world coming on next Tuesday, and you don't want to miss that. So be back here then. We'll see you. Blessings to you.